Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome back to the Walnuts compound in the great state of Wisconsin. Joined by the beautiful dogs, Hannah and Heidi. I got a little stack of sci-fi movies that I recently picked up on Amazon. We're going to go through those. And I finally got the latest How to Train Your Dragon 4K Steelbook. So we're going to go through all of these. I'm going to show you the other Steelbooks that I have in the collection from How to Train Your Dragon. These are excellent movies, by the way. Looking forward to getting into that one. And we're going to get into these. So if that interests you, get a beverage and a snack. Kick your feet up. Let's check out these movies. The first one we're going to look at today is from Severin Films. It is a 1951 black and white sci-fi movie called Unknown World, a journey into the center of the earth. I love the black case. Take a look at the Severin logo. SeverinFilms.com. Looks like it's, I don't know, it looks like it's kind of scratched up a little bit. These came in the mail today. I ordered all of these from Amazon. We get some special features. There's an audio commentary with writer Stephen Bissett. Victor Killian, A Blacklist Legacy, interview with Crawford Killian, actor Victor Killian's grandson. The Unknown World of Terrell O. Morse, interview with film historian C. Courtney Joyner, special effects maestro of the 1950s, video essay by comic book artist Stephen Bissett. Daring adventure of 6 men and a girl who pierced the heart of the earth. I haven't watched this yet. I know that Severin Films always does a really good job. They have a nice clean print, a clean transfer. Taking a look here at some of these still photos. Looks pretty good. A must watch for any sci-fi completist. The first full-length feature to tackle the Hollow Earth genre remains deadly serious and never relents in its bleak cynicism. If you want to read more about the synopsis there, and hopefully these dogs will get settled here because the bed is just shaking like there's an earthquake going on right now. So I'm going to take the plastic off and we'll take a look inside. So the plastic is off. There's really not a lot to this other than you get the movie with a nice clean Blu-ray print. There's no booklet, no art cards, no poster, no reversible cover, which is fine. I don't care. This was about, I think, $15 on Amazon. If you're interested, go check that out. That little kind of residue that was on the outside of the wrapper, it just kind of disappeared. I'm not sure what that was, or maybe it was just kind of a reflection, but everything seems to be fine with this. 75 minutes running time. I don't think I mentioned that before. It is all region too, and it is full HD. I was looking to see if it's anamorphic widescreen or if it was full frame, but it doesn't say. It's probably full frame. So that was the first one, Unknown World, from 1951 from Severin Films. So during my 4-part mini-series for my sci-fi collection, I showed you some titles from Film Masters and from Film Detective. Well, I got a couple more here from Film Masters, a couple of special editions. This one is called Creature with the Blue Hand, starring Klaus Kinski. And this one was called Monster from the Ocean Floor. I think we'll start with this one. This one looks really good. Really cool cover. Draw you in and make you want to watch it. It's a pretty effective image. Newly restored 4K scan from the original 35mm camera negative. This one came out in 1954. It's black and white. 64 minutes running time, not rated. You get a little bit of bonus features. Bob Baker, From Monsters to Marionettes, a new interview with author Justin Humphreys about the career of Bob Baker from Ballyhoo Motion Pictures. Roger Corman becoming a B-movie maker, an archival interview with producer Roger Corman about his early career. You get a full-length commentary by Tom Weaver with archival contributions with Roger Corman. You get liner notes and a full booklet by Tom Weaver. You get original theatrical trailer and a recut 2024 trailer using restored footage. And you get a gallery of stills with contributions from Mike Barnum. It's a nice little heavy set here. I can tell that there's a thick book in there, a booklet. It just has a nice feel to it, and it doesn't have one of those recyclable cases. It's got a nice thick case. Terror Strikes from Beneath the Sea. Up from the Forbidden Depths comes a tidal wave of terror. If that sounds like an ad for a Roger Corman production, it is. Julie, an American on vacation in Mexico, spots a giant one-eyed amoeba rising from the ocean. But when she tries to tell the authorities, no one believes her. She finally teams up with a marine biologist in an attempt to destroy it. Besides starring Ann Kimball, Stuart Wade, Dick Pinner, and Jonathan Hayes, look for Roger Corman as Tommy. So let's take the plastic off and take a look at the booklet. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with Film Masters and Film Detective. I think they're really good, they're affordable, and it looks like they put some pretty good quality into their releases. And this was probably, don't quote me exactly, but it was under $20 for each. I think it was probably about like 18-ish. And if you have Amazon Prime, it's free shipping. So I think that's a really good deal. But anyway, there's the disc art. And then here's the booklet. Not a really thick booklet, but still it's better than nothing. So you get some write-ups about the movie. Still photos. There's the one-eyed amoeba. And if it looks blurry, that's because the photo is very blurry. It's not my phone for a change. Usually my phone is very blurry, but there's some, looks like some conception art. What is this here? Leader of the pack. Monster from the Ocean Floor there, the top left, that's the one we're talking about now. That's this movie, and then that's Creature in the Clouds, The Crawling Eye from 1958. I might have to look into these. Down here at the bottom on the left, it says, Lost on the Galactic Highway, it came from outer space, which we'll be seeing in this video. At the end, I'm going to save that one for last. And on this side at the top, that is an antimatter monster. The outer limits don't open until doomsday. And here on the right page, but on the left portion of the right page, is Saucer Cyclops, The Atomic Submarine, 1960. And finally, Molecular Energy Has Form, Johnny Quest's The Invisible Monster, 1965. Looks like there's kind of an advertising card for a double feature. Monster from the Ocean Floor and the Queen of Sheba. Hey, there's my buddy Tim Lucas right there from Video Watchdog. The monster is actually more imaginatively designed than some of the creatures in Corman's later, supposedly better healed productions, and its grisly demise must have sent up cheers as kiddie matinees from coast to coast. Tim Lucas is a really cool guy. He wrote a really nice book about Mario Bava, and the thing is out of print, and it's like $1,000 for the book or more. Here's what the Film Masters logo looks like. You can check them out at filmmasters.com. So that was it. That's 1954, Monster from the Ocean Floor. It's a Roger Corman movie. Now we will get into Creature with the Blue Hand, scanned in 4K from 35mm archival elements. This one came out in 1967, 74 minutes, not rated. And I have not watched this one either. And it says it includes a bonus film as a bonus feature. You get The Bloody Dead from 1987, premiering for the first time on Blu-ray in Blu-ray from Independent International Pictures, including raw and behind-the-scenes footage. Archival commentary for The Bloody Dead with producer-director Sam Sherman. Hold on, I got an itch on my elbow. All right, you get a new full-length commentary for Creature with the Blue Hand and Web of the Spider from authors and film historians Stephen Jones and Kim Newman. You get 2 new documentaries from Ballyhoo Motion Pictures, A Man of Mystery Inside the World of Edgar Wallace, and Kinski Krimis Inside the Rialto film adaptations. Original 1967 trailer for Creature with the Blue Hand, plus a recreated trailer using restored film elements. Castle of Blood, 1964 original English trailer in standard def, plus a new 2024 trailer for Web of the Spider. You get essays in a full-color booklet written by Christopher Stewardson and Nick Clark. Fear will grip you by the throat when the evil hand kills, kills, kills. I thought this was a sci-fi movie, but it may not. It may be kind of a slasher. Let's see. I don't know. For those craving the taste of Euro Kinski, 2 of Klaus Kinski's European features have come together in one creepy package, presented for the first time on domestic Blu-ray. Creature with the Blue Hand, 1967, is a mystery thriller about a series of grisly murders. It's one of several German films based on the novels of Edgar Wallace, many adaptations of which starred Kinski. This time he plays an escaped mental patient. I don't think that's a far stretch, to be honest with you, who might be the killer. Meanwhile, Web of the Spider from 1971 is a classic haunted house tale from Italian maestro Antonio Margheriti, with Kinski as none other than Edgar Allan Poe. Wow, this is a cool little double feature. Again, this was probably like $16, 18 bucks, 20 bucks, something like that. It was under 20, so it was like probably 16 to 18, I think. It's a diabolical double dose from one of cinema's most controversial and unique figures. So let's open this thing up. Ballyhoo Productions. Is that Ballyhoo Productions. The guy who did the Robot Ninja movie. Hold on a second. Hold on one second. So I was thinking it was J.R. Bookwalter, but it's not J.R. Bookwalter. J.R. Bookwalter did the Robot Ninja movie and some other movies, really good movies. But it was Daniel Griffith who owns, he's the owner of Ballyhoo Productions. And he's also a independent filmmaker, and he's dabbled in horror movies and sci-fi movies over the years. And he's a fanboy, and he's putting his money into his hobby. And I like what I'm seeing. I think these are really good. I don't know if Film Masters and Film Detective are like a sister company to each other. I'm not sure how that works. Maybe they're completely separate entities. But I like both Film Masters and Film Detectives. And they're both very, very similar. So I'm going to pause it again. I'm going to look up Film Detective really quick and get that info for you guys. And then we'll peel off the cellophane and get into that movie. So I just did a quick little search for this video. I'm going to do some more of deep diving later, but it's not the same company. Film Detective is owned by a guy named Philip Hopkins, and I guess they came out 12 years ago in 2013. So they're both excellent companies, and they're both very similar. They like to release some of these obscure horror and sci-fi movies. So if you're interested in checking this out, go to filmmasters.com, and then there's also the filmdetective.com. And I'm going to pause it one more time and take the plastic off. Okay, so I'm pretty impressed with this already. So you get two movies. You get Creature with the Blue Hand, which is a German horror movie starring Klaus Kinski, and you get Web of the Spider, which is an Italian movie starring Klaus Kinski, and they each come on their own disc. And you get a booklet. We're going to go through that right now. It's a pretty thick book, pretty decent size. Big pat on the back to Daniel Griffith. I love this kind of stuff. This is the stuff that I really enjoy collecting. Some write-ups and some poster art and still photos from the movie. That looked like Barbara Steele. If it was Barbara Steele, wait, oh, that's Castle of Blood. That is Barbara Steele, but that movie's not on this set here though. Bird with the crystal plumage. There's Kinski. That's a creepy image. Make sure there's no nudity. It looks like, what is it, 23 pages. Pretty nice. There's the logo again. Filmmasters.com. Check them out. It's a pretty good deal. You get 2 Blu-ray movies of obscure films for less than 20 bucks. All right, we'll move on to the next movie. So this is the last sci-fi movie, and this is the 4K box set from Universal called It Came from Outer Space. It was part of the Universal Essentials collection. You get a 4K UHD disc, and you get a Blu-ray disc and a digital code, which I'm going to give to whoever gets it first. Look at that. That art is beautiful, though. It just really looks 50s. You can see a beam coming from outer space and zapping that young lady running away. We're going to take the plastic off in a minute. It's a pretty thick set. It's got a nice hard outer shell. You get the 4K And it looks like there may be a poster maybe and a booklet. I'm not exactly sure, but it'll tell us here. Let's see. Limited edition contents. You get a 34-page booklet featuring on-set photos, artwork, promotional images, and more. You get a film cell replica of an iconic scene from the movie. You get 4 promotional art cards. You get a reversible sleeve with the original poster art. And you get a numbered certificate of authenticity. I didn't realize this was a limited, a numbered set. I don't know what it's limited to. I guess we'll find out when we open up the box. The Universal Essentials Collection is an ongoing limited edition series of some of the most unforgettable movies in cinema history. Each film is presented in the highest quality available with immersive bonus features and collectible items that take you beyond the movie. There you can see all the goodies that are going to be inside. Based on a story by acclaimed writer and author Ray Bradbury. It Came from Outer Space, starring Richard Carlson and Barbara Rush, in a science fiction classic that is thought-provoking and tantalizing today as it was when it first landed on the silver screen. When amateur astronomer John Putnam and his fiancée Ellen Fields are stargazing in the desert, a spaceship bursts from the sky and crashes to the ground. Just before a landslide buries the ship, a mysterious creature emerges and disappears into the darkness. Of course, when he tells his story to the sheriff, John is branded a crackpot. Before long, strange things begin to happen, but will the tide of disbelief turn in time? So when did this come out? 1953. Looks like a pretty cool set. I think this one was a little more though than, I think this was like around 40 bucks for this, I think. I'll look up my Amazon history really quick and I'll let you know exactly what I paid for all of these. And then we'll open this up as well. Okay, in case anybody's wondering, this was $20, Unknown World, $20. This double feature was $18, Creature with the Blue Hand and Web of the Spider. This was $27, Monster from the Ocean Floor. And this was $35 for this box set. All right, this is pretty cool. Check this out. You get the hard outer shell. It has kind of a really strange feel. It feels like it almost has like a rubber coating on it. It's hard to explain. It's a really cool feel though. It's kind of grippy. A really beautiful set. It's well worth 35 bucks. And then here's the 4K disc. This is the Blu-ray. This is the 4K. I am going to give you the digital code. This is the original cover. You can flip that if you want that cover or this one, which I think I'll flip it to that one since this image is already on the outer box. You can have a little variety there. We'll put that one on the outside. It says it came from outer space in 3D on the Blu-ray only. Feature commentary with film historian Tom Weaver. This is rated G. But that's really nice. And then you get, they said this is a fake film cell. Let's see if we can hold it up to the light and take a look at it. I don't know if that's helping much. It's hard to see. Hold on. Ooh. Let me see if I turn the lights off once. Let's see if this helps, if we can see the image. No. It's kinda, let me see here. I need something with just a flat color. Let's see. If I had something with just a white background, what is this? Let me see this one. This might work. There we go. That works better. So he's, it looks like he's maybe examining the scene of the crashed spaceship. I haven't seen the movie yet, so I don't know. But at least you can kind of see the image. And then we have 4 art cards. These are pretty large art cards. 3-dimension. Xenomorphs invade our world with the power to destroy us all. And all of them have that same image on the back. It's pretty nice. Kind of thick. The one-eyed amoeba. that was in the other movie. These are silly, but they're fun. And then here was the certificate of authenticity. I gotta say, guys, for everything you get here, and it's limited to 5,000, which is a pretty small number, I think you should grab this one for 35 bucks. Especially if you have Amazon Prime and it's free shipping, that's a no-brainer. I mean, you really do get your money's worth. You get a Blu-ray, a 4K, you get all this swag, and you get a digital code, which here I'm going to give you guys right now. Whoever gets it first gets it. Here we go. It came from outer space. There you go. I'll keep it there for a couple seconds. You can pause it. Good luck. And the last thing was a pretty nice sized book. I mean, this is really cool. This is a really nice set for 35 bucks. There's that scene that we looked at on the reproduction film cell. It's really nice. I love this. This is probably the best $35 I've spent in a long time. This one's going to sell out because it's only limited to 5,000. I can see this one going for $100 bucks. So I'm going to put all this stuff back. I'll do a quick recap of the sci-fi and the horror movie that I got, and then we'll dive into the How to Train Your Dragon 4K Steelbook. So we have the double feature, Creature with the Blue Hand, Web with the Spider, Unknown World, Monster from the Ocean Floor. It came from outer space, and that's what that cover looks like flipped. It's pretty cool. So now we'll talk a little bit about How to Train Your Dragon. I think all three of these were Best Buy exclusives, if I remember correctly, but this was the first one. These are called Virgin covers. They don't have any writing on them. It's just the, scenes from the movie. These are really nice. It does have the title on the spine though, so you get How to Train Your Dragon. You can see how young they were. And I keep the little stickers. So I have these in a bag, and I put the stickers on the bag, not on the steelbook, on the artwork. And some of them are hard to get off, and they look a little raggedy, but I still like to keep them. I prefer to have them looking better than that if I can, but this was part 2. These are the animated movie from DreamWorks. These are really cool movies. And then part 3, you can see how they're much older now. He's seeing his reflection as a child. This one was called The Hidden World, part 3. I gotta get a better setup for recording. These are really beautiful. So I previously had these already, and I have shown them before here on the channel, but this one is new to my collection, and this is the live action How to Train Your Dragon. This is the 4K Steelbook. This one also has a digital code, which I will be giving away. These were all directed by the same guy, and let me see if I can not butcher his name. Dean DeBlois. Right there. He was a student and a collaborator of Don Bluth. And Dean DeBlois, I'm sorry if I butchered that. He was the director of all of these movies. This is what it looks like now. I haven't seen this one yet either. I'm going to watch this one tonight. I think this is live action. I believe it is. So let's see. How to Train Your Dragon comes to life like never before as Oscar nominee Dean DeBlois, the creative visionary behind the acclaimed franchise, turns his beloved animated film into a stunning live-action spectacle. On the Isle of Berk, Vikings and dragons have battled for generations, but that won't stop Hiccup, the son of Chief Stoic the Vast, played by Gerard Butler, from building an unlikely bond with the feared dragon Toothless. What a great character Toothless is. With an ancient evil threatening their worlds, it's up to Hiccup, Toothless, and their courageous companion Astrid to make the realm realize they're stronger together, and only through friendship and bravery can they overcome the challenges of a high-flying adventure. So you get deleted scenes, a gag reel, love and legacy making How to Train Your Dragon. That'll be pretty cool. Building Berk. I'm looking forward to seeing this. I wish I could have seen this in the movie theater, but I didn't, unfortunately. So this comes in a pretty thick package. So unfortunately, the Steelbook to me is very plain, unfortunately, but they have kind of a gimmick in this little medallion on the front. It's a magnet, and it sticks to the Steelbook, which makes me a little bit uneasy because Steelbooks are very easy to scratch, and once they're scratched, you can't fix it. If they scratch or dent, they're pretty useless. So I'm going to gently take this apart, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take the medallion and put it far off to the side. We're going to take a look at the Steelbook. I'm going to give you guys the digital code, and then I'm going to put the Steelbook in a plastic bag, and then I'm going to put the magnet over the top of the plastic so it doesn't scratch the Steelbook. But before I take the packaging off, you get the limited edition Steelbook with collectible magnet medallion. You get the 4K HD Blu-ray and digital code. And it comes in like it's almost like a plastic kind of a slip sleeve thing that goes over the top. Let's check it out. Okay, so this is pretty cool. I gotta say, this wasn't a cheap Steelbook. I think this was 50 bucks on Amazon. You may be able to find it cheaper on eBay maybe, or Mercari, I don't know, but I got it. I'll double check that too before we end the video here, but I think it was 50 bucks with free shipping for Amazon Prime. There was a little plastic tray that the medallion was sitting in. The medallion is right here. And on the back of it, it says 2025 Universal Studios, made in China. It's got a little magnet there in the middle. And here was the J card that we were reading before. And it came in one of these little protective boxes. I really like this. I think this is cool. I'm gonna definitely keep that, obviously. And here's the Steelbook. Now, the one complaint that I have about this Steelbook is the back. And especially Steelbooks, if you have a perfect slate like that to put anything you want on there and you leave it blank, I think that's a fail, to me anyway. Steelbooks are very expensive, and you know, they're supposed to be beautiful and pretty and all that stuff, and there's so much space that you can add imagery or artwork or something, and that to me, that's a fail right there. This here on the front is not the greatest, but I mean, it's better than nothing. These are super special. I mean, those are like above and beyond beautiful. They could have done something a little bit better with this, I think, and especially that. But that's my only little gripe. So you get the 4K disc here. We'll take that out and look at the background image. 4K disc. And there's the Blu-ray disc. Let's see if I can get my fingers in there. There we go. It's something. I like this image, but then they just kind of, another fail, I think. You know, they could have put something else here instead of just like a black shadowy background for the money that you pay for these things. They could have designed it a little bit better, that's all I'm saying, but I do like it. And are you ready for the digital code? Here it is. Good luck. How to Train Your Dragon, the live action movie. I'm going to keep it here for a second or two. You can pause it. And I'm going to pause it. And I'm going to put that Steelbook in a plastic bag, and then I'm going to put the magnet on it. I know that probably sounds crazy, and it's a first world problem for sure. I can just hear you guys, oh, poor Todd Walnuts. He doesn't get beautiful artwork on his whole movie. Boo-hoo. All I'm saying is if you're charging that much for a Steelbook, and Steelbooks are designed to have beautiful artwork like this, I mean, there's so many different things you can do with the Steelbook. To leave a whole panel blank, it seems insane to me. It almost seems like it was rushed. There's so much you can do with that. But anyway, it's in a bag now, and we're gonna gently put the magnet on top. I don't know why they have a magnet for this, but they do. Just a little gimmick. And then you can put this little shell over the top of it. And then you can slide it back into this plastic box, which I'm gonna do right now. So there you have it. These are the 3 original animated movies from DreamWorks. This was the live action. You know what's gonna happen. The UK always does it better. They just do. And so what they're doing now, and it's probably already in the works, is they're gonna release a Steelbook that's gonna blow this one away. And I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna add it to this collection. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you have a great weekend. It's just me and Hannah tonight. Heidi's in the other room. And I'm gonna give you a cookie. Are you hungry? All right, I'll give you a cookie. You're a good girl. I know the people like to see you, so. All right, well, you guys take it easy. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.